Hell yeah, we are live. Back once again. Back at it again with one of those. What is one of those? I'm glad you asked. It's another drawing stream. We're gonna be drawing, which is a thinly veiled excuse to rant about autistic topics for 10 hours. Parentheses, that's exaggeration. We are unlikely to be going for 10 hours. Okay, according to the stream preview, we have audio configured and working. Wonderful. Hit those first try as per usual. It's because it's just great. So we can get started. Last time I've added basically lots of additional like small details around here. So we've got the additional like walkways, we've got these like this cloth, we've got cloth here hanging on the roof of this. We've got like this little thing tree growing out of the roof of that. We've got this hole, which it seems to me like it should be dark like this is actually. So let's start with that, and then I'll once again maybe set out some goals I'd like to do and then forget all of them. I'm thinking I could have these rays go between these two huts. Like move one of them. Okay, this is the annoying potato. And the annoying potato can just be taken out and put behind that. Now we have like a ray of light in front of it, which I think should serve to add a little bit of depth between these two. Although I think I'll adjust where the light rays actually where the ray actually is. So we'll take this and we'll draw it. Will we? No, on the correct layer, but we will move it over so it shines more here, and then we'll realize that the ladder is not covered by this. Which is kind of funny. I think we can get away with splitting this into two. So like having one kind of go there. And then another like next to it. Something like that. I think we can get away with this fairly simply. And then we just let the blur handle the bottom of that. And then we just do this. And now there's a little hole there, but in general it's not covered, except for the ladder, which now sticks out like a sore thumb. Thankfully, that's just a matter of finding what layer I put it on. Which it is probably... It's on the walkway layer, but is it a separate layer though? Yes, it is. Okay, so ladder. And then that's the kind of the problem. The ladder would have to be, because the ladder has to be on top of the walkway. So maybe we just move the entire walkway down. I'm thinking that's the simple fix for this. Was just move the entire walkway behind the light rays, and then probably adjust this, because look at how many, like this is overblown to high hell. So we probably get rid of these completely, and then we adjust this so that we could use a lighter color for this maybe even. Then we could make this a thinner light ray, so just by erasing a little bit of that. Then we can completely take out this, because that probably looks a little bit, probably looks pretty bad, I'll be honest. And then we can hit it with another ray going down all the way behind this, and the idea for this is so it looks like there's more depth behind these like wood supports for the structure. And I'm thinking we definitely improve it like this. Okay. Let's apply the blur again and see. Yeah, I think this is better. Looks amazing, OMG, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. As I mention every stream that I will be taking all the compliments I receive and I'll be inflating my ego until I spectacularly explode in the future. So keep your eyes peeled, might happen. Okay, no, if I drink this tea now, I'm going to burn my entire mouth, so this is a bad idea. I'm gonna open it up a little bit. Actually, no, just gonna keep this open so it loses a little bit of heat over time. I can't be just straight up drinking boiling hot water. I think that's unhealthy. All right, let's grab. Yeah, let's grab these. Let's grab these, group them. This is like submerged, let's call it, and let's also throw it behind these light rays. Now I lost something in the order went wrong. Where's the walkway? Do I have the walkway on a... Wait, what? Oh, it's behind the tree now? Whoops. Oh yeah, because this tree is behind the light rays, that's true. Okay. But I'd kind of like to keep that way. I like the tree being... Now I've got a puzzle on my hands, because I wanna have this tree stand out against the backdrop of the light rays, but I'd also like this to be in front of a light ray, so I might need to split... You know what? I think I just did this all completely wrong. I think what I did wrong with this is I should just split the light rays. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take these layers, put them back in here. And then we're gonna split. So like I had the like foreground thing, but that just overblows the entire image and overwhelms it. So I think I'm just completely getting rid of this. Because I just don't need it whatsoever. And then on top of that, we're gonna split this into multiple layers, at least 2, maybe more. Okay, so first of all, like this background should be, if at all here, it should be on a separate layer for sure. So let's disable the blurred layer on top as well. Okay, so, oh boy. It's laggy. The blur is really laggy, unfortunately. I'm not sure if I can even make it better. Might be a limitation of this computer, honestly. Ooh, I like this going behind the waterfall a little bit. So let's maybe try and accomplish that. Move it there, so it like illuminates, like puts a little bit of a gradient in the background of the waterfall. And now I'd like these to stay behind, while these need to be in front of the tree, I think. And then this one is also behind, and these ones I move in front as well. That's the plan. So we grab this, 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 and maybe this? Hold on, I'm kind of liking this idea. We can do this, like throw it through, kind of make it look like it's shining through that tree, through the branches up there, and then we'll just bring it. There you go. We'll just bring it kind of into the front as well. I think that could look decent. I'm not sure about it yet. I guess we'll find out if it works or not, and then we'll keep it or we'll discard it. So let's once again select all these. I like this beam being behind. So like the way I'm gonna layer those beams is basically going to create a bunch of additional depth. Okay, so let's throw it on this. No, wait. Now this is the clone layer, so this is light rays, and then we want this in front of this. Slightly confused about this. What's the order of layers currently? I have the foreground, and then I have this is behind the foreground, but on top of this. And then I have that. So I'd like one of the light rays to be in front of all of this. Yeah, these are... Okay, so these are the mid light rays, let's say, and this is the source layer for them, and then we create a clone layer as well, which is just a copy of this, so we can non-destructively apply filters effectively. I know that makes any sense to anyone who is less technical, but works for me. So mid light rays effects, let's say. Okay, now we hide the source layer, and we hide the clone layer as well. Okay, so these are the back light rays, just to keep it a little organized. So cool. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. We're gonna make it even cooler, actually. Just you wait. Probably not gonna be all that much cooler, actually, but we'll see. Maybe. I'll see what I can do, you know? Alright, so this is the... Yeah, let's enable that, sure. This is gonna be the layer that keeps being in the, like, very back. And now we just apply... We make this visible, and we drag this copy over to that, so it gets more transparent as it goes down. And we also duplicate the Gaussian blur, and we put it doesn't quite look right, does it? Why doesn't it though? Shouldn't it be blurring the entire image? You good? It takes 12. Why is the entire... Oh, it didn't apply to the layer. Okay. There we go. So now there's that, and now this entire layer is on a screen filter, so we just quickly throw it over to... We could throw it to addition and make this, like, really oversaturated. Like, overblow it completely. I think screen keeps a little more of the original color. Just applies this as an overlay. Yeah, but I don't want this to be too intense, that's the thing. I want this effect to be a little bit more subtle than that. Okay, so that is now in front, but I'd like this to be in front of the rays as well. So we're gonna pull it out of this layer. And this is the upside down potato. Okay, so let's say this is the main. Drag it out of here and put it on top of the light rays, and that way it should stand out against the backdrop, and we can even move it a little bit. Although, now that I look at it, I'm not quite that big of a fan of this, actually. We can surely move it. I mean, that's certainly better. Don't quite know how to do it yet, but should it be in front or should it be back in here, behind? I'm thinking behind, and I just adjust this so it's more to the right instead of the left, because now it doesn't really make sense with how the tree's laid out. And if I don't like it, I can always move it later. So that's what I'm gonna be keeping to. Worst case scenario, we just move it. This is not the correct layer. Not the correct layer either. Should be. There we go. Okay, so move you over here. And then deselect. And then I said deselect. Am I allowed? This is becoming a little much for some reason. Which is weird, because I do have an RTX 3050 in this lap. I mean, it is a laptop GPU, so you gotta take a little correction for that. But still, you know, fairly powerful GPU. Should be able to handle blurring 2 layers, like I would think. You know, maybe that's wishful thinking on my part, might be, but honestly, it shouldn't be. This should be working pretty fine. Okay, don't want to overblow this more than the foreground rays. And if I want these foreground ones to be a little stronger. I'm also thinking maybe I'd invert the transparency mask on this, because currently I have it in a way. Okay, if I unblur it, you can see it a little more betterer, right? I have it so it gets less pronounced as it goes down, but I'm thinking I could flip this and make it the opposite, because it would make more sense, maybe? No, probably wouldn't, but maybe? I want to check it out. Maybe it doesn't, and then we undo it, and it's fine, but that's something I want to test. So switch it to foreground to background, reset the colors to black and white. Is this flipped? Probably, yeah, probably, but that way we don't quite have the same big pronounced effect on top and like stacking, but near the bottom where I want these to be like more I want the layers more separated. That's where we get yeah, that's where we get the actual effect I want. So I think this is going to be staying like this. I just invert the other one as well. Or maybe like there. So that, yeah, there's a little more visible up top. Something like this. Although not fully convinced. No, I think this is good. I think this is good. It just, now the bottom of the image is a little overblown, but we can fix that by just reducing the intensity of this effect. Not this one. This one's fine, actually. I'd just like to reduce the opacity of the front light rays. They are less overbearing. Just a little subtle gradient on top. Okay. I think that's an improvement. And then let's re-enable the foreground. All right. I'm thinking that's an improvement. Fairly subtle, fairly subtle. Understand it. Yeah, I understand it. It's fairly subtle. It doesn't like not a massive in-your-face improvement. Actually, let's delete these and let's bring in the previous version so we can compare, because otherwise I'm actually just experiencing recency bias. There you go. Okay, so this is what it used to be. Now we've got a rebalance of the effect. Okay, now I think the effect is too subtle, but it's in the correct direction. Like now... Actually, no, I kind of don't like this being so dark. I think I might bring this one in front of the light ray, or just get rid of that light ray altogether. Or maybe it's because I inverted the transparency. And actually, I would like this effect to be more pronounced up top. Okay, I think this is I think this is because of the transparency. Let's try it the other way around. Yeah, that's much better. But I wouldn't like to completely get rid of it, like, down at the bottom, so... Maybe something like this, where there's still a little bit of it visible. Just a tad. And then we go to these light rays, which are not all that visible, actually, anymore. They, I do like them because they light up the, like, certain parts of this. So maybe this is good. And then I could also change the color on these a little bit. So like I'm thinking more saturated could do the trick. Maybe shift them slightly like orangey, because I want this to have a warmer tone to it than it currently had. So thinking out loud here, but maybe this changes the tone a little bit. No, if anything, that brings it more neutral. So I think I actually counterintuitively, I want it darker, more saturated. Like I want to make the color darker, and that way it has more of a color influence than, if I understand how this filter works correctly. I don't understand how the filter works correctly. What if I do addition? It's a simple addition filter over this. Okay, now this is like really green. Actually, let's disable the background layer so I don't get confused about it. And then we try and figure out why this looks so green. Because I'm adding orange. Is it just what the background plus these like color components add up to? And I just I'm going wrong with this? What happens if I make them like more green? Will it turn orange when I turn this layer green? It doesn't really. It's more green. I think I'd have to go all the way red if I wanted to. Oh yeah, it makes sense because what channel am I adding, right? If I'm adding red, then okay, that's like if I'm adding like hard red orange, then there's almost no blue in there, and therefore I end up with a more warm color. So, of course, this is like overboard, but because this is red and we actually want to add, I mean, we want to add more red than I used to, but we probably want a reddish orange. What am I? Oh yeah, that's reddish orange for right. Give me the reddish orange. Like here, maybe? Maybe brighter. I mean, more orange. Okay. See? No, now it's a red. Now you can very clearly see that somebody's added a red overlay to this. And it looks like an Instagram filter, which is something I'm trying to actively avoid. So, not Instagram filter. Bring it more, yeah, more into like orangey territory. And then it should look a little better. Still looks green, but maybe that's because it hasn't re-rendered? No, it still looks green. Interesting. What happens if I toggle this to screen? Is it... Okay, so screen actually transfers to the color I chosen. The color I chose for these better than addition does. So I think this is gonna be better because it's simpler to understand. I can just tweak this color more to what I want and have it work. So I'm thinking go back to the yellowy bit. Now it's like alright, it's just a little overblown. So like drag it down to like 30% opacity. A little more reddish. I'm not sure. I think what's catching up with me here is I don't exactly have an atmosphere chosen for this, so it's kind of I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. Maybe it would be helpful to take a step back and try and figure out like what palette I want this to be. Because like the general feel is correct. I just I'm just thinking about these rays because they also Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe this is just good. And I should focus on something else. Yeah, I think that's the case. I think I'm overthinking. Like this effect doesn't actually matter all that much. Like even if I disable it, this looks decent. Although kind of lacking and actually very cold. Now that I look at it again, like this entire scene is actually fairly cold. Which I haven't noticed before. I don't know why I didn't notice. But like this entire scene does have kind of cool colors if you take a look at this. It's like a fairly green... It's a very green... like... It's not fully warm, is what I'm getting. Probably because of part of it is probably this teal background. Sometimes you need to give a step back, but I like the scene already. I mean, I also like the scene, but I still feel it's missing something from it. I mean, part of what's missing is I've got this sketch and there's a bunch of additional detail I wanted to throw on top of it. So let's set the effects issue aside for a moment, and let's bring those additional details in here, I suppose. And then we'll, because this is something I can do at any time, so might as well do it now if I'm a little stuck with the other things. And then we'll come back to it. Okay, so this is beams on tree, because it was an unnamed layer, so we wanna make sure that that has a name. We'll just have a little bit of rope hanging from this, I'm thinking. Now, the problem with this is I've made it bright, but that kind of nicely contrasts. It's just a little too bright. I like the idea, but the execution needs a little something. Which is fine, because we can just adjust it, darken. Yeah, it needs to contrast. Like, I want it to be brighter, but I don't want it to be glowing, you know? That's the difference. And then this one can be brighter because it's on the bright side of this whole setup. So we can have like little bits of rope, and that adds a lot to this. Like immediately, it adds a whole lot in terms of like interesting looking bits. Okay, so like get some rope on top of this as well. And then the hanging bit should be brighter, I'm thinking. And then just, you know, a little bit of it hanging. Because then it suggests that the actual thing has collapsed and it kind of fits with the rest of the scene. So we just slap a little bit of like different colors on top of it. And there you go. It's too dark. We can have like little bits of a little bit of additional kind of stuff there. All right. So I wanted a bit of rope on top of this. That's got to go on a different layer, but I think that's also worth it. Maybe just a little bit of rope. Yeah, just little bits, a little bit of that, and then we hop. What's this layer in? That's right. That's not right mid, is it? No, it's not. Left mid? No. No, that's on a separate one here. Where's the water? I should look at layer names, you know? I could avoid all these confusion issues by just looking at the layer names I've already set up for this exact purpose. Probably more productive that way. Sure, just add, throw more layers on top of it. Surely nothing will go wrong. Okay, so then the idea would be to have this rope kind of on top of this. And that should help define the shape of it as well. We can have a little bit of it like that. And then probably, because this rope is in a place that is like lit, probably this one and more detailed as well. We probably want this one to have a little bit like two color. I don't know if this is gonna look any good. Kind of doesn't, because it's placed. Oops, because it's placed on top of this. It looks like it's like photoshopped onto it and doesn't integrate well. So I'm thinking maybe something like this would help, where we would just have it in two loops instead. And that maybe makes it a little better. Although I feel like it should be a little thicker than this. Because, you know, it's closer, it's way closer to the viewer than the other. And by doing this, I can probably also give it a little bit of texture as well. Although this might look bad, so we might end up undoing this entirely. I just want to make the rope a little more... I'll make it look a little more ropey, you know? For lack of a better adjective. Maybe... this looks bad. This looks bad, to be honest. That looks even... Oh, awesome. Yes, I'm going to proceed to miss the eraser 17 more times. For entertainment value, of course. I think, like, just adding this is gonna look better. And then in between each one of those, we add a lighter blob, and like that we obtain something that looks a lot more like a rope and looks better in this style of the scene. Not super big on this, but I think it is better than not having it, so... Just that little tiny bit of extra detail. But the more important extra details I want to add are this rope bridge, or like I don't even know if I want to like end up making it a rope bridge, but I want something. Let's see. Probably this layer is the correct layer for this, and then this is the cliff, right? Where? No, this is the cliff. Okay, so what is this layer then? Nothing? Okay, we are gonna repurpose this layer for the rope bridge, which I don't yet know if it's gonna be a rope bridge or just some hanging ropes, but roll with it, you know, for now. Okay, this tea is like good temperature now, so I'm gonna close it up so it doesn't lose temperature anymore. Okay, I've completely lost the word I was trying to say. Okay, so then the idea would be to have this and then have the rope kind of get thicker near this end of it. This is rough, but I'm thinking maybe like two bits of rope. I'm Gate and Lay. Hello. Welcome. A rope bridge sounds good. Subtle detail, yet interesting. I'm wondering if rope bridge or just having like something like this where there's little poles holding up these two, and then that goes into something else that we can't actually see. And that goes even further into the background, while this one goes closer to the foreground. Although I could, you know, I could make it like this. Although it's hard to get like the exact angle correct, but I could have two ropes and then, you know, have some like planks going between them. Well, that could also look interesting. And I like that it breaks up. I like this arc breaking up this empty space that we had here before. So something like this is definitely going here, but I'm not quite sure what to do with it. So let's say we have like no, we can't be having that. Like if it's to be a rope bridge, I probably would have it like this, where you can see both ends of it here, but then it kind of merges into one visually along the way, because you would be looking at it from... Because this is like you'll... Wait, what are you looking at this from? You're looking at it from... above? Is it from above though? Kinda. Is it? No, you're kind of looking at it from below. So surely, if that's the case, then this would be... Like you would... hold on, this is like difficult to actually visualize. No, this doesn't make sense. Because it's also... Because it's not horizontal, it's diagonal to the camera. So we would be doing something like this. Probably. And then this is too high, but yeah, I think this is decent. Do let me know thoughts, you know. I highly appreciate it. But I'm thinking this is decent, and then we have a different color for the planks on it. Just don't make them too dark. Actually make them even maybe like brighter to suggest, like similar to the walkway. And we can stack them on top of that. I like it, nice. Okay, I'll take that opinion and run with it. We can have a little bit of random plankage going on. Now, there's a problem with this. It doesn't get wider, which it should if it's getting close to the camera. So I'm thinking we actually get rid of this part of it and redo it. So it's a little bit more. It's also a very long rope bridge, which I kind of don't like about it. I think these are just too frequent, or there's too many of them. Maybe? It can be crooked a little bit. It can be. This looks like impossible to walk on, but doesn't that just make it better though? You know? I think you would have to be absolutely insane to walk on something like this. Your mum is diagonal to the camera? How dare you? Highly offensive. Okay. Look, we just expand this, fix it up. What if you made somebody fall off the ladder? Probably go to jail for an OSHA violation, I'd imagine. Although, I don't know if there's an OSHA in the Blind Forest, so maybe we can get away with it. But I think I'd have to consult my lawyer first, just in case. I don't wanna get grounded, you know? You know what I mean? I don't wanna get busted. My entire operation could go down. They could find out about other things I'm doing, which I would like them to not find out, etc, etc. It's kind of risky. I'm not sure if that's the right play to go for. I want to make sure that, you know, make sure we can do that before I fully commit. Any better? I don't know, this is really thick on this end. I don't like that. Too thick. Also looks bad. How do I fix that? I don't know. I mean the bridge. That's what I... that is what I assumed you want to make someone fall off of. Like, what else? I mean, I guess actually don't answer that. There's plenty of other things on this scene to like fall off of. We could make the person fall off of other things as well. We could commit multiple OSHA violations at once. You know what this is? Like, these change angle completely. They shouldn't do that. They should be consistently going at the same angle. Like, I'm trying to overcorrect like a perspective on top of this, and it just doesn't work at all whatsoever. Still, I'm still doing it. It still needs to be... Maybe it needs to actually be even more like this. And then we just make sure that the order of these two is correct. And that looks kind of decent, I guess. Maybe a tree? Make the tree fall off the bridge? How would that work? Explain the logistics of a tree falling off a bridge. A person fall off the tree, yeah. we could. There's a bunch of trees, you know. You could pick one. You could fall off any of them. Now there's a very great argument for why you should do it, and that is because it would be funny. Which is usually the game-winning argument for basically whatever you are arguing with whoever. As the superior, it's like the Joker of arguments. You slap it down on the table, or like Ace, I guess. You slap it down on the table and you just win every discussion instantly. It's like, but it would be funny. And then your opponent doesn't have a defense. It's just over. This bridge looks bad. I do not know why. Is that partially a lie? Do I kinda know why? I kinda know why. I kinda know why that. Oh, I don't know how to fix it properly though. That's the like bad part. I think I'd have to commit to the viewer seeing the bridge from below actually. Or like on the same level. So it truly should like merge into almost one. Let's get rid of that. That's in the way. I want to figure out this bridge first and then we can go back. You've activated my but it would be funny trap card. Well, it is over for me, I guess. I've been I've been funnied into losing the argument. What argument? Doesn't matter what argument. What matters is that it is over. Today a random 38-year-old sub to me? Okay. Good for you, question mark? As the kids say these days, get that bag. I believe that's a sentence. I don't know. Is it weird to be 38 years old on the internet? Asking for a friend? Is it really over for people 38 years old? It's just gone. Never subscribe to anyone ever again. How do you know he's 38? Did he just tell you randomly? It's like, hey, I'm 38 and I'm subscribing to your channel, Lamal. Like in the bio. How's that work logistically? Okay, let's throw on this maybe. Too dark. Too bright. Too dark again. Ah, that's about right. Yeah, just have that. And then we erase a little bit at the bottom to blend these together better with the grass. And we add one more, at least one or two more steps. Like more nearby to here. Cover it up with the quote-unquote rope. That's a decent rope bridge, I guess. Question mark. Boom. We did it. Maybe. Perhaps. Has a profile picture that shows his face. He's just pinpointed it to 38 years old. Or does he have a face tattoo that says 38? Asking for a friend. I would never be 38. Never gonna happen. How could it? Okay, that's very thick on this end. Probably wanna... Awesome. Yeah, good speaking abilities. Thank you, thank you. Continue. Okay, now that we have that, maybe I'm thinking another thing, because I used to have like the second rope which I erased because it was getting in the way. What if it went this direction? Now there's a reason why I wanted to go in this direction, and the reason why I wanted to go in this direction is because I want to also break up the top part of this, which I could achieve with another I could achieve it with another rope like this, maybe between these two branches, but I don't like these two then being kind of the same. So perhaps what I could do is I could either flip this bridge so it's going maybe like in this direction and then this kind of goes there, or I could have something going, I could maybe have something very faint in the background, like very bright and thin and going on like that. which I kind of like now that I said that. I kind of like this. We could have another bridge go like maybe there, and then have like a hint of something. Ooh, you see this idea? I'm thinking this could work. This is like a dark cave, like dark not cave. What is it called? I've completely forgotten what these are called. Like hole in a tree in which a bird usually goes. What's that called? Please don't say bird hole, because that would be embarrassing. Hello? Hello. Welcome to the stream, I suppose. Give this a tint as well, if you wanna. That's too dark. I like too saturated. Professional yapper. Alright. I will keep that in mind and I'll request your services when necessary, I think. It's probably what I... Sounds like a great idea. A plan without flaws. Okay. Is this a good idea? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it looks really stuck on top of it, so maybe just replace that color with just dark this, and then this color with light that. And then we could also have this rope just be this color, and maybe that looks decent. Boom. I like this because it's on the background layer, and then we just don't do it like that. Yeah, boom. We can also have... There's something I don't like about this. I don't quite like this being so detailed in the background, you know? That's kind of a problem. I think this shouldn't be... Like, the background shouldn't be that detailed. I shouldn't be drawing small elements onto the, like, very backdrop layer, so maybe just this, and then a dark hole there, and maybe like a little bit of that. Not sure about it. This is like a preview. Don't mind the little alpha goblin waving. Could work, but not for this one, because it's inspired by a specific scene of Ori and the Blind Forest, and I want to keep it without additional characters in it. You know what? I might keep this at this level and just like cut it off a little bit as well, so it just hints at there being a little bit of it in there. Okay, I don't quite like how I've cut it off, but something like this, just very thin. More hinting at it being there than actually drawing it all the way. Kind of what I'm going for. And then we can move this, this is like background ropes. Throw it over onto the, onto this? No, it's in the backdrop, I think, these two. Backdrop trees, yeah, there we go. And throw them over on top of that. Okay. So we have this additional bit breaking up the background as well. I have to go. I'll be rewatching the stream later. Well, bye-bye. Have a good one, whatever you're doing, and I guess see you on the VOD. Save a timestamp or something. It's like 48:51 right now. There you go. Never played that game, but it looks fun. This is not the... Like, if you like what this looks like, the game looks like 700,000 times better. Look it up. Look up Ori and the Blind Forest. The game's amazing. Visually, gameplay's great. It's pretty good. It also has a sequel, which I haven't played, because I figured I'm gonna beat the game on 1 live difficulty before I do that. And so far I haven't managed to do so it's in limbo, I guess. Alright, let's add more to this layer, because I had that on the sketch as well. So grab this color, desaturate it, find the layer I should be drawing this on, which is... Let's add it... what just happened? I clicked disable on, okay. So just add a little bit, you know, just add a couple of these like this shape, then we can have like another there. And then in the very background we have an even brighter. Oh, you've seen it before, nice. You've just never played it, gotcha. I highly recommend it. Very highly recommended the game. Absolutely, especially if you're looking for like a source of inspiration for drawing and stuff. Great idea. I've gotten a lot out of that. This desperately needs to be on a layer that's behind that. Hopefully I have enough memory to handle all these layers. Hopefully. Where's that? On the backdrop. Yes, on the backdrop. Okay. Amazing. I think I almost downloaded the sequel. The sequel is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's the sequel. I haven't played it. I assume it's good because because the first game is just really good, and even if they just made the first game again, it would be good. So supposedly, if they did even more than that, I support it, but I cannot endorse it because I haven't played it. So make of that what you will. This is not Rover Bridge. This is like structures, let's say. And then, okay, we fill out this layer with that, and then this in an even brighter variant. Will of the Wisps. Yep, that's it. That's the one. I'm thinking we have a little bit of a like fencing, and this just to make it look a little more interesting in the background there. Like this doesn't have to be particularly complex. It just needs to have that little additional bit of detail to break up the sea of green, which I think it already does a decent job of just by being here. And then we just like improve on it a little bit. Like just adding something similar to the structure from the foreground so that it all feels a little more connected together. That's the plan for this anyway. Probably wanna, because this has like a darker underbelly underneath it, so probably wanna throw a little bit of that, just not quite that dark, but like this level of dark maybe, and then redraw this in the correct order because I don't want to bother with multiple layers for something as simple as that. Yeah, something like this. Then we grab this, go back to the bridge. Where is it? There it is. And then we just add a little bit of this on top of here as well. Now it integrates more nicely. And then we can grab this, and I think, yeah, I had a little bit of a sketch on this as well, so we can just add a tad of just a little bit, just a little bit of additional detail. Doesn't have to be like super anything really, but I'm thinking maybe adding just a little like shine on top of it maybe is a good idea. Not a shine though. It'd have to be not really shiny. It would have to be like a brighter shade. Yes, something like this maybe. It just has that little bit of additional 3D-ness to it. Although I don't know if I've accomplished that goal actually. I'm more of a traditional guy. I tried it digital and didn't like it. Well, I mean, it's preference, I suppose. You're absolutely welcome to like whichever one. I will willingly use yo, but it would be funny card. Add something drowning. Could we say this log is drowning already? Already kind of done. We have something over there. It's not too bad. Okay, let's go to right mid, and then ropes. Go here, grab this color because it just already works. Why would we have more colors if we can just reuse the same ones over and over again? There's no reason. That was a trick question. It's a bit thick. Maybe unthicken it a little bit. Unthicken, okay, yeah, sure, we grab that. Let's have rope. On top, okay, and now this also I wanted to have a little bit of rope between these two to connect them together as well. Ropes are a pretty good way to do this, because they create they just create a connection between 2 points in space. Now this rope bridge actually doesn't look like it goes into this, it looks like it goes to the right there, which is actually good. I'd rather have it like that. But there's a problem because it is in line with this, which unfortunately looks kind of bad. And I might solve it by just raising this up a little bit so it's visible that it doesn't go there. And also makes the shape of this mushroom a little more interesting on this side. I think that's how I'm going to resolve this. That's probably the best way to do it. Add a blue Pikmin drowning, do a little crossover. Why are we torturing Pikmin? I actually have no idea what the game is about. Maybe the entire game is about torturing Pikmin and I'm just ignorant of that aspect of it. I only know that there's like cute little creatures in it. And they have like a leaf on their heads, and that's about it in terms of the extent of my knowledge on Pikmin. Okay, like that. Then we just erase a little bit of the mushrooms, and we make it lean over the top of that. Maybe like this. Not quite. I'm not quite buying this. Something's wrong with it. I'm not sure what, but something is wrong with it. It's like probably the most... This probably has to be like extended. They are the water Pikmin, they have been through enough. Yeah, there you go. Gotta do a little bit of pacifism here. Pacifism advocacy, I guess. Leave the Pikmin alone. Whoops. Do a red Pikmin instead. Okay, okay. I guess pacifism is over. We're just finding a different species to torture instead. I see how it is. I see how it is. Okay, let's do this. I made this a very funky shape. I think this needs a little simplification. And then this shape also on this side. Probably wanna have it a little bit more like this. And this also makes the opening look nicer, because it is more organic with a shape like this. And then we can select it and on top of it add that, and then just a little bit of a rim light going along the edge. I am missing the button multiple times. Unfortunate. Then the bridge, I'm thinking... Throw the rope bridge over, and then on this layer we just continue it going behind, so that it's clear that it isn't. Yeah, that is better. More closely resembling what I actually want this to look like, so that the bridge looks like it's in the background red pigmen and a fire pigmen, so you're just really dead set on torturing pigmen. On one hand, I kind of respect it. On the other hand, what's wrong with you? Okay, this layer, I would like to copy this color and throw that darkness on there. That looks a lot better when it's a hole. Could also throw this dark onto here, and that is making this opening look a lot more interesting. And then we take this and we go around the outside of it. Okay, that's also on the same layer, so we just have to be a little careful with it. But yeah, that way the opening looks a lot more 3D. This is just a little too dark actually, because it's in the light, so it should not quite to that level, but I see Rock Butt has returned. Awesome. That's exactly what I was going for. I'm glad you've noticed. Have you seen the blue Pikmin in the covers? Olimar is straight up torturing them. I have not. Pikmin. Will it pop up if I Google Pikmin? Pikmin. Oh my. He's pulling the red one in one of these covers. That looks really goofy. I'm back. Hello. Welcome back. You've truly returned. Google Pikmin free cover. Okay, let's see. Pikmin free cover. Images. Pikmin free deluxe. No, that looks a little horrifying, I'll be honest. Which one is it? I don't see a torture cover for this. Pikmin 4? No, that looks normal. I'm not seeing I'll be look at blue Pikmin. Which one? He's just standing on the branch. There's nothing going on here. It's probably the wrong cover, but that's all I have. I don't. This one looks normal. Do I play MTG? I hope that's a Ligma joke. He's hanging on it? What do you mean? What are you seeing? What are you looking at? Clearly not the same thing I'm looking at. Look, I'm gonna paste it in here so you can see. Look, this guy doesn't look he looks pretty chill, I'll be honest. He looks chillin', if you ask me. I don't know what cover you... What is MTG? I don't know what cover you're talking about, but... MTG game. MTG. Magic the Gathering. Alright. Yeah. I do not, but I am aware of Pot of Greed. I think that's a magic card, right? Pot of Greed. You draw 2 addition... Or is that Yu-Gi-Oh? I actually have no clue. Apologies. This is not within my realm of... That's Yu-Gi-Oh? Alright. Damn it. I was about to flex my non-existent knowledge about this one particular thing, and it's the wrong thing. This is a disaster. I think I think I'm gonna be retiring after this one. In fact, it's Jova. It's Pikmin free. What do you mean it's Pikmin free? I just showed the Pikmin free cover. There's nothing like that on there. Right. Anyway, let's go back to this, and on top of this, let's add another layer, and on top of that layer, we are going to add some moss, which I intended to do for so many streams. It's almost a meme. But finally, we are adding it. Why is this? Is this mushroom? Okay, no, it's not, thankfully. But finally, it's here. We are adding moss. Not a meme anymore. It's actually here. Now, is this gonna look any good? Well, I meant 2. Okay, let's see. Pikmin 2 cover. It's like just a... Oh yeah. He is barely hanging on for his life. Unfortunate. Sorry, Mr. Pikmin. You will not be forgotten. Or maybe you will. We'll find out. Okay, that's too dark, but you get the point. So like just shade this question mark. This looks horrendous. I'll be honest. Gotta do something about these colors. Maybe like a desaturated darker gray around the edges. Like blend it a little bit. That's better? Is it? In Pikmin 1 he's getting eaten. Alright, I'm googling Pikmin 1 cover. Let's see. Is he getting eaten? Ated? Oh, no, the yellow one's getting eaten. Yeah, the blue ones are chilling. Okay. This is too saturated? Question mark? I mean, I'm the guy to ask, I guess, but I have no idea. So trial and error it is. We'll figure it out. Maybe. We'll find out if I can figure it out. Yeah, I like this color. I like this color replacement. Let's show it. Let's do it. That's not what I wanted to have selected. Thank you. Deselect. And now it's too bright. Congratulations. You messed it up. I think it's a lack of... A little bit better. I'm thinking I add a little bit more on the sunny side of this and then it balances out, question mark, or maybe like blends together better, blah 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 blah, question mark, exclamation point, smiley face. Something? Anyone? Any opinions on this? Any opinions? We have another like more yellowish version there. I might actually shift the entire thing to towards yellow a little bit. No, this is looking kind of decent. Looking kind of decent. It's not like mind-blowing, but you know what? It's a mossy tree. How mind-blowing can a mossy tree look, really? Maybe just like add a little bit of additional moss. Like, this is not moss. There's certainly a name for this. Like things that grow. My opinion is I'm glad my workday is over. Fair enough. Decent opinion. That's a high quality opinion. I'm putting that in B tier at least. Maybe even A tier, actually. Great opinion. Maybe stack it like this. You should watch Flames Create. Is that a YouTube channel? I've got no clue. He's a cool guy. All right, that's a recommendation. What does he do? Minecraft, drawing, I guess, because that would be topical. Super bright YouTube channel. That's what he draw. Well, might check it out. What's it called? Flames Create. I'm not gonna like boot that channel up now because I'm doing things. I like this tree. Although while we are at this, I might as well address the he makes cool characters. Alright, I'm not a big, like, I don't really draw characters. I prefer like scenery, etc. Although, I guess I could, theoretically. I probably at some point will try and learn how to do characters. I just don't really do them at the moment. But you know what? A source of inspiration, not a bad idea. So the crime against this image that this tree was committing before is that it was way too lanky for what it was, which I think I now have successfully remedied that issue, at least this like side of it. And also maybe if I make this, yeah, like that, it looks a little more natural. It's not supported by any evidence, I just feel like it. What were you going to address? Exactly this. I was going to address this tree being weird, which I think has been mostly done now. Although this should probably still bend in a different way. Or maybe I like go all the way into this. Or maybe I actually keep like what I've just done. With like the double branch. My dog is being silly. Nice. Question mark. Congratulations, dog. You have done it. Is this any better? I don't know. Okay, this tree's given me a lot of trouble. What do you think the minimum age is for your videos? What do you... I mean, the most there is in them that would not be like age appropriate is a couple swear words here or there. And then there's also a lot of autistic rambling about various things, which is probably just boring for children, so... That's a weird question. I do not know what the minimum age is. Like if I... Like probably the minimum age to actually use YouTube. And minimum age to hear swear words. I don't know what that is. I don't even think I have any particular opinion on what age children should be allowed to hear the first swear word. I don't do anything explicit. I don't like any form of like sexual drawings or anything like that. I know a lot of people do that. I feel too many people do that. I'm completely disinterested. I'd much rather just be normal. Thanks. Throwing shade at just about everybody. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with throwing shade at people. This is the acquiring a pair of balls that was talked about like last stream. I am now going to go out of my way to be offensive to literally everybody all the time. Why? Because it's funny. See, we rolled it all the way back. But anyway, kind of on that topic, since I'm doing like mindless reworks on the tree, there is something I've been thinking about. If you stick solely to noticing issues and problems, you can actually very easily connect with just about any person you talk to. But then the questions and the controversy really begins when you start talking about addressing things. So, like, as soon as you are talking, yeah, you know, there's problems, like there's poor people, for example. Sure, yeah, there's poor people, and then poverty is a problem. Then, yeah, I guess poverty is a problem. Sure, we can agree. But then, if you start going into, okay, but what do we actually do to resolve poverty? Then you are getting into an entirely different conversation on that front. It's like, okay, but now we are going to... complaining is the easy part, exactly. Like, yeah, sure, like there's poverty, absolutely, it's an issue, but then the question is, You could go with the most simplistic solution to that, which is just throw money at homeless people. But that's probably not gonna solve poverty. I mean, people have tried. It doesn't seem to work all that well. So then you pick up, I don't like you already, dig art. Alright, so then you can throw money at homeless people and consider the problem solved. But then you'll probably just end up with more homeless people because it's now profitable to be homeless. And so, if you go into that, if you go deeper into resolving that, you will quickly find that you start to diverge. And then the question is, are you actually going to, that's to me where the actual discussion begins, really. And then it's actually, if you've got people who are really used to complaining, you are most likely going to have a fairly hard time going beyond that stage. Let's pull this in front of the lights. There we go. That's why it looked weird. You're probably gonna have a very hard time. Bye, see you later. Alright, bye-bye. Told lies about sexual drawings, rock butt exists. That's entirely unintentional, and in fact, I hate it. Explode. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Rock butt just keeps finding its way back to my images, because it's summoned by the entire chat, or not even the entire chat. One specific person. Just keep being tortured eternally by the spectre of rock butt hovering over my entire image all the time. Right, anyway. back on the autistic rambling. The other thing is, I think I'm internalizing the proper definition of tolerance, which is not, the proper definition of tolerance is to withstand something despite it being you finding it either wrong or uncomfortable, etc. And I think I'm internalizing that idea a lot more than the modern understanding of tolerance, which has been kind of shifted all the way into effectively acceptance, which it is not. The word doesn't mean acceptance. The word means, to tolerate means to live with begrudgingly, which I think applies in many ways in life. Well, yeah, there's the layer. You've got, there's plenty of things that you can tolerate someone's opinion, for example, but that is different to, going out of your way to not say things to avoid offending them. That's not tolerance. That's bending over backwards. And that's something you probably shouldn't do, which is what I am internalizing. And the you shouldn't do is actually directed at me. So yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. The truly educational stream, but for me, where I've been told to grow a pair of balls and now I'm actively working on it. Guys, how to make a ball farm in Minecraft, asking for a friend. I could actually turn this stream into a slime ball farm tutorial for the joke. Would be funny. I considered it for a split second. Let it be there for the record. I have considered it, but this is a drawing stream, so we don't go quite all the way there. We don't quite go all the way there out of my way to derail the entire thing. However, it's funny. Would be funny, there's a strong counter argument that weighs heavily on my soul. It's whenever anything happens, I'm just thinking, yeah, but it would be really funny if I did this. And then my thought process is entirely absorbed by it for the next 12 hours, effectively. Congrats on the balls. Thank you. We will be growing them bigger. We're going to have the biggest balls the country's ever seen. Incredible balls. What does this bump the acceptable age rating for the stream to? I wonder. Surely this is now 18 plus. We've mentioned balls. Football, 18 plus. You're not allowed. Don't even think about it. Actually, why do they call it? I know this is like a tried and like this is a tired subject by this point, but why do they call the American football like a bowl if it clearly isn't a bowl? You know what I mean? I saw a post like ages ago that suggested that we should rename the sport from football to hand egg, because you hold the ball in your hands and the ball isn't really a ball, it's more like an egg. And I think I support that notion. I think we should call it hand egg. If not for any other reason that it would be funny. The European mind cannot comprehend American football. I mean, American hand egg. I mean, I guess I can't. Okay, no moss all the way up there. Definitely support the hand egg name. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. You know, who's the most famous, and hand egg also, like, just, it hits right, you know, it has the right feeling. It's just right. And also there's also, we could just call it rugby, because like there's rugby and there's American football and they are basically the same, but they called it two different things for some reason. So I think we can just, while we are at this, while we are just doing things, we might as well, you know, just call it rugby, or like alternatively hand egg, and I think we are good. This is by the way, I'm gonna run for president. This is my campaign. I'm gonna campaign on renaming football to hand egg. I think I'm gonna win bigly. Is my prediction for how that's gonna go. Also, this is just missing a part. There's a hole through which you can see the background in this layer. And also, for some reason, no, that's not a hole. That's another layer on top that is overlaying that. Oh, that's the cliff. That's stupid. Get this out of here. What's it doing? There we go. Now, does it look good? I'm not sure. Your country would have to have non-corrupt elections first. Well, joke's on you. We are just not gonna have elections instead. Which, I am joking, however, we are doing the funny, not a country anymore speedrun, it seems like. Where, we are doing the whole, the government says it just doesn't care about the Supreme Court anymore, lamao, lol, even. And, that's a little bit of a problem if you think about how a country is supposed to work, you know. Kind of important, if you want to, you know, if you pay attention to such things, it feels like it's kind of important for like your branches of government to recognize that the other branch is actually legitimate and has something to say, and it should be listened to where they have the authority. And if you instead just have it as lol lamao, I don't care, then, you know, bit of a problem. So we're not doing so hot right now is what I'm trying to say is we are not doing so hot. It's a bit of a problem, really. Now, how is it gonna end? I do not know. And what's like the next move? I do not know. However, is it gonna be funny? And it probably will be funny. So there's that. You can look forward to, like, I don't know, funny news about Poland in the near future. Like, Poland has a civil war, but nobody shows up because we're all lazy, for example. Something like that. Maybe. Well, we will see. It's not guaranteed. In fact, nothing is certain. And I'm also not following it closely enough to actually have a very informed opinion on it, so I'm just looking for this from the sidelines, like side eye, and like, what's going on over there, huh? And they go like, nothing. We're just a regular politician dispute, regular things, you know, just nothing out of the ordinary. And you look at it more closely, and it's like the country's falling apart. But then you look at it, yeah, like you stop looking at it closely, and then it's fine again. Something like that. What's wrong with this? Something's wrong with this. I made the whole thing feel like weirdly 3D in the worst way possible. Yeah, it stopped looking like it's submerged in water and instead started looking like something. You're free to make up your own ideas as to what it started looking like. I have no clue, personally. Yeah, I think that's better with a little bit of a harsher like color shift, and then we maybe add a little bits of like the moss like leaking onto the water. Yeah, I'm thinking that integrates better, although this log actually doesn't integrate well with the water at all. Now that I look at it again, it like sticks out like a sore thumb, I'll be honest. And also this part of the water is a mess. A little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a whole lot. Okay. I do like the moss. The moss adds a lot to this. I wanted to add moss on top of this as well, so let's do that. I wanted to add some moss on top of other things as well. This is the moss stream, actually. We are just going to be doing moss forever on everything, all the time. If you don't mind. Or even if you do mind, we're just going to be doing moss, and you have no choice. I would apologize, but I'm not sorry. So, enjoy moss. We could rename the stream from drawing to moss, it's not too late. Now, is this a good idea? Because, you know, even if I say to people to enjoy moss, we kind of do need to make sure the moss actually looks good. Because if the moss doesn't look good, then how do you enjoy the moss? I think the answer is you don't. It's impossible. And that's why we have to be very careful. Does this color look any good? Not sure about it, I'll be honest. No, it's like if neon wasn't bright. That's what this color feels like. By which I just mean it sticks out, but what is this? Thank you. Reattach my cursor to my bloody pointer. What's going on? Okay, desaturated, I think, is the idea. Maybe not all the way to gray, but just a tad, and then like it should be a little darker, I think, than the rest of it. Maybe actually we go for the saturation. This is a mystery color, really. I don't know how to go about it. Maybe I do saturate it. No, that really sticks out. How do I make it not stick out? Yeah, make it really bright. That's a great idea. You know what we are doing? We are going with this shade. Is it going to be a problem later? Maybe. Am I going to fix the problem when it comes up later? Maybe. Where's this? There's that. Boom. And we are off adding moss to this as well. I didn't realize how much different the colors are between these two. They actually, like, there's a significant difference in shade. Did not even realize that. We just have little bits of moss. This color looks bad, I'll be frank. I do not like this color. Maybe it's because I need to shift it to... No, don't make the moss blue, but like this. And then we just turn it darker and less saturated. Is this any better? This is definitely better because it doesn't look like it's glowing anymore. But it's slightly too dark. Yeah, now it blends a little bit better. So maybe this is a good idea. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. And now desaturate this as well. And then bring it more in line with the rest of the... Sure, let's keep it like this. In American football, we always use tackle, which can lead to serious injury. I see nothing but more reason to call it hand egg. Because if there's anything that evokes, you know, the danger in the sport, if it's called hand egg, you know you just have to respect it. Because somebody unhinged enough to play something called hand egg is certainly a dangerous individual that you should keep your distance from. So, I'm thinking we rename it to hand egg for safety. That's a very strong argument you can usually use. Like if you can tie something back to safety, that's great, because you can sell people anything on safety. It's like this is for safety. It's very cool for safety. Safety. You want to feel safe, right? You like feeling safe? That's right. We need to call it hand egg to make you safe. Otherwise, there's no point. Like, if it's not hand egg, why bother? And that Nintendo said that. And I'd say Nintendo knows a little bit more about making quotes than you do, pal. Because they invented it. And then they perfected it. So no living man could beat them in the Ring of Honor. I wonder if anybody gets that. There's flag football, which isn't deadly. Is flag football rugby? I'm going to stop you in my safe. Fair enough. It's for safety after all, you know. I can't complain. I've truly, you know, we figured it out. This is the sequel to It Would Be Funny. This is the argument that like on the internet you use It Would Be Funny. In real life, you just use It Would Be Safer this way. And then you just win the argument instant. With anyone ever. Like, you know. I propose we just all live in prison, because it will be safer. And then everybody's like, yes! I love prison. Put me in prison right now. I believe that's the average person, quote unquote. Average Joe sounds exactly like that and says exactly that. Also, what is this garbage? I'm going to ban you from the server. Well, for safety. I understand. If you want to talk safety, imagine watching boxing. That's really brutal. I believe boxers should be boxing inside. You know those like funny large balls, like soft inflatable balls. Like all boxing should be done in those. I think that if you want to talk about safety, right? That would be very safe for the boxers if they were in those balls. Because if we have them in those balls, then they can't like hurt each other as a safety precaution. Exactly. Yeah. I see we are on the same wavelength. Pretty good. It's exactly. We gotta make sure the boxers don't hurt each other, because like violence is bad and stuff, and we shouldn't do it. So boxing needs safety precautions, of course, because you could get an injury, and we cannot have that. Okay, look. I'm doing something with this. Okay, too saturated, but. I think this moss is adding to the image. This color is kind of like eh. They could use protection like headgear. No protection like headgear for safety, like for real safety, like actual real safety. What we need to do is we need to stuff them inside of those large inflatable balls and have them fight that way. It has to be like this for safety. You do not understand. I have a PhD in safetying, and therefore my opinion is the best on this. And you cannot argue with it whatsoever. There's no point, because I just win. It's safer when I win. You gotta understand. It is safer when I win, and therefore I win. Okay, let's brighten this up. Hit this color as well, and then bring it up to speed with the rest of it. And then just bring a little bit of this over to the other side as well, so it's not just like one. Yeah, so it's more like this. Yep. Now, should there be a little more like damage to all the infrastructure? Maybe. Maybe. You know what? I might leave that for next time, figuring out if I want to add more like damage, etc. to this. I'm thinking that leaving that for next time. Okay, so let's bring back these layers and let's see what the difference is between the start point and now. This guy still needs to be redone a little bit. I need to do something. Let's see. Fit to view with. Let's compare. Yeah, it was very smooth compared, like this tree especially. It was very empty. Whoops, wrong layer. Very empty compared to what it is now. Not sure if I'm a huge fan of what I've done with the light beams. These light beams looked a lot better than what I have now. I think I'll bring that back. Also, the more intense yellow here looks kind of good as well on the before. I'm liking these on top of these light beams. On top of that is good. Okay, so I'm thinking 2 more adjustments before we finish. I'm thinking we go to not this layer. Yeah, because I completely like eradicated a lot of that. No, it's not eradicated, it's just less pronounced, I think, because I still have it. Yeah, I still have these, they are just not visible at all. So I can presumably grab this and like increase in opacity. And then maybe just wrong layer. Just add to this like a little array going off to the side. You know what? There's one more bonus thought that I've had while I'm closing this out, kinda. I've been watching like some Minecraft speedruns of all things, and I've become strangely motivated from them. It's like something about seeing people be so fast at Minecraft has motivated me to go get faster at various different things I'm doing, especially like working, like programming. So now I kind of just am changing my mindset about a bunch of things and looking for what I could optimize a little bit and do faster and less like deduplicate certain tasks, etc. I find it fascinating how it just kind of came out of just, you know, a random YouTube video about Minecraft speedrunning, just watching a guy run through the game really fast. Inspiration is interesting like that. There's nothing more to it, literally just that thought, but thought it was cool, so I'm throwing it at you. That's right. You have had a thought thrown at you. How do you feel about that? Guess we'll never know. Okay, just this, get back on the blurred version. Maybe. I mean, there's something wrong with it. There should be a little bit of moss on this tree as well. I've kind of given up on that before, but I should adjust it now that I've maybe gained a little bit of experience. I now have enough XP, a high enough level to actually work it out. Okay, also let's grab this, which is moss. Yeah, and let's adjust it to be a little brighter maybe. Not really, maybe desaturate, like similar brightness. Is there like a... There's the preview, I can uncheck the preview. No, definitely desaturate. But then brighten a little bit maybe? Or like even adjust the light and dark color separately. We could have it be very dark, but I feel like that is a bad idea. I mean, this is definitely better than what we had, so I'll take it. I think I'll take it for now and just run with it. And then we might adjust it later. Probably will do at some point. Alright, let's compare again. Wow, this is so, like, empty. Like, now that I've really stepped on the gas in terms of adding detail, the previous versions feel like really smoothed out and empty compared to the additional stuff I'm adding. So like there's like these and the little bridge and the ropes over there, and then you have this this being a little less flat as well, different shape. Might still adjust this shape. Actually, let's do that. Disable this, this, and just adjust this because I didn't like what I've done to it. I feel like it needs to be a little further in this direction. Yeah, that's more like it. And then, yeah, then we can extend that and also make just nice contrast for this as well. Just like that for basically free. On top of all of the other things. So something like that. We hit it. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Like this. And then this. And then that. And then this. And that should look better than what I've just had before this adjustment. I don't know, there's something still... Yeah, that's a definitely an improvement. I've changed the atmosphere again, because I changed like the light beams so much. Well, I still have the... I think I still have the inverted... The transparency mask on these is wrong. Again, like still. That's what that's like the biggest change of all of this. It's like probably if I adjust what this looks like, it'll probably be just about fine. No, is black yeah, black is transparent, so I probably want this to be more like that. Like this. And then on the lower down layer for the other rays, I probably also do something like this. No, but on the transparency mask of it. Let's compare now. Yeah, the rays are different. Feels more green. Like the whole thing feels more green for some reason. It's maybe because, well, the whole thing probably feels more green because I've added green. I've added green in the form of moss, and I'm wondering why the image is looking more green. That's probably why, because I just added green to it. Have I ever listened to modern worship music? I don't actually know what you mean by that. You can send me a couple links. I've definitely haven't. I've listened to worship music, like period, but modern worship music, is it like worship dubstep? I'm down for worship dubstep. hit me up with what you have. Get me all the worship dubstep. Okay, we can remedy the too green issue by editing the total backdrop layer to be more yellow. By making it completely red. Good work, buddy. Good work. You figured it out. Worship dubstep. I can send you a link to how that could sound like. I have one in my mind. Worship metal, and it's awesome. I can imagine. This is like worship music for men. If you get what I mean. A real man. Hello, I'm barely alive. That's a dubstep producer. Congratulations. Nice dubstep reference. We are just talking about dubstep. You've showed up for basically the very ending of this, but there's like more detail on it now. That's the basic. That's basically what's changed. Send worship metal too as well. All right. You want worship dubstep though? I can set you up with my dealer. Total backdrop. Okay. Like now the water is kind of miscolored because the water is like very blue. Now I've made the entire backdrop yellow. Now everything's falling apart. This is a mess. I need to like undo what I've just done a little bit at the very least. Dubstep became a religion. The trees look so good now. Well, thank you. I have in fact exude effort. I think exude effort. You can say exude effort in order to make the trees look better. And if you compare with what was there before, they looked so smooth. Now there's actual texture to them thanks to the additional moss, and also I thickened this tree at the top. Link sent. Thank you. Hello, I love the trees. Hello to you too, and glad you like the trees. We are truly, this is truly a tree moment. This can't be all that. Yeah, it has to be a little green at the very least. Like we can't just completely degreen it. But I'm thinking these two vertical trees, which I can combine into one layer, I think that's probably the wise thing to do. We can probably also shift them a little bit to influence what the tone of the image looks like. Because like I can make them more green, and then they look, the entire thing looks more green, or I could make them more brown. And then maybe brighter, like as compensation. Not exude, exuded? Exuded, okay, exuded. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't have a great track record, but... Okay. Trees are not green, as a certain wise man has once said, so... I'm gonna probably... Something like this? Is this better or worse? Trees are not green, in fact, so this is better. It's just, it requires a little bit of adjustment, I think, to the color balance. Yes, I have nailed the pronunciation of one word. Although this is probably the best I've ever done and ever will do in terms of English. Save this moment for the history books when I inevitably become famous. I'm doing like big shifts on this. Not sure if I should be doing these, but I think the trees in the background are better like this than how green they were before. And I like the whole thing being more warmer in terms of tone. So I think an upgrade is my opinion. Upgrade. Your opinion, I don't know. You can tell me, but you don't have to. But you can. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. You can tell me your opinion. I will not be mad, I promise. Now it's like proper bright too. Like this is way brighter than. Yeah, this is way closer to the tone I want this to be. This is super green. This is like nice yellowy warm color, and that's like proper chill, except the foreground doesn't match anymore. So question mark, exclamation point. What do we do with this? We just blatantly, oh no, that looks horrendous. What can I apply? I can apply a filter to it, probably. Adjust color balance. Now, I'm horrendous with this dialog window. I do not know how it works. However, I can always try. And if it doesn't work, we undo it. So, color balance. And then we perhaps adjust the midtones. Let's get this somewhere that doesn't get in the way. Okay, so let's see. This is shadows. So shadows, whatever. Shadows are fine. Would you like some minor pronunciation feedback? Expert level details? Absolutely. I would also love it if you pointed out more rock butt in the image. That would just do my day. Okay, shift this to... Don't shift this to magenta. Yeah, towards green probably a little bit. And then red to make it warmer a lot more. Like, I'm overdoing this, but this is just a general... Actually, hold on, look at that. This is too saturated, like something's wrong with it. I think it's too yellow. This is too... I'm kind of liking these colors. I'm not fully sold on them, but wanna... Yeah, the red is too intense. Just a little tinge of red. I guess the highlights are gonna do a lot of work in here to give us the proper color, because the less highlighted colors are gonna be like this, let's say. And then we crank it to like yellow. Preserve luminosity. Oh, I guess we say preserve luminosity. This is the color balance after all. Okay, so the highlight I'd like to be a lot more... I'd like it to be a lot warmer, but not a red. More like, I guess, combine yellow and green, so like a little bit of green, and then strongly towards yellow? I have no idea what I'm doing, I'll be honest. Two more like tar. Wait, I didn't read the first message, I only read the second. Good Christian metalcore band is Under Oath. Nice, thanks for the recommendation. I'm gonna have a lot of links to look at. You say could and book and would with a very long oo sound. It should be more like could or book or should. More of an R sound than oo. Could, book, should. Should. I don't know why I stretch it out like that, to be honest. Maybe because there's two O's in book, but there's no two O's in could, so I could. I don't know. I'm too slow. Just I can't process the O's in time. Okay, magenta and yellow maybe in terms of this balance, and then more into the reds. No, they'll leave that slider fine alone, and then it's like shifted magenta and yellow? Question mark? That's too red. Get it? Because that's kind of similar to what my name is. Lamau. Okay, let's compare this to what was before. And let's see if this is an improvement. Yes. Yes, it is an improvement, although the grass is oversaturated. But we can just select the grass and run a correction on the grass itself. And I think even just on the bright colors of the grass, like literally just take these two, desaturate, brighten, to bring them a little more in line with the rest of it. Yeah, oh, holy neon. Okay, now let's compare to what was there before. It looks like it almost didn't change. Amazing! No, it did change. Look at the rocks. The rocks show it the best, like the difference between the... There was a... They used to be a like... There used to be a bluish tint to the highlight, and now the tint is actually warm, which matches the lighting in the entire image, so it makes sense, you know, like that. Like halfway between oo and ah. Good! The background change is striking. Yeah, it's huge, because it's like it changes the tone from like this cold green to warm yellow. This is a lot better and a lot closer to what I actually want this to look like. You drew this? Yes, I did. And I have proof. That's right. You can go back and I streamed the entire process from an empty canvas to this. Actually, we can check how long it's taken so far on the document information. It's 20 hours and 16 minutes of drawing on this. Which is, at this rate, if I don't finish soon, we might beat out my longest drawing project. Which took me 28 hours, but it looked worse than this, I think, so... Actually, I don't know. Yeah, Ori, this is inspired by a scene from Ori and the Blind Forest, but I've deviated quite far from the original. Like, this is the reference. If you know the game, you know this part. This is what I kind of started with as an idea, and then that's why it used to be... That's why it used to be more bluish and green, and I've over time shifted more to... I shifted more towards like this yellow and orange and warmer palette, because I just feel it's more comfy like this. Could, book, should, something like that. Could, book, should. It's gonna be hard to shake. Book I can say. Could I could say faster, but then should, I feel like I am extending every time. I don't know why really, but 20 hours is commitment? I mean, I guess. I'll brag a little bit. I work as a programmer as my job, and like projects I work on go into thousands of hours, so 20 hours isn't really all that much. End of bragging. That's it. I don't have much more to say on that. It's just you get used to it. Well, we'll work on it. It's a subtle change. Fantastic. I appreciate the free pronunciation tips. We are going to... One day I will be able to communicate in English, and it will be a glorious day, but it's probably not today, though. Why did I make the grass grey? Stupid. Idiot. Moron. Lamau. Something's wrong with this, but I don't know what. And I think I'm rapidly starting to approach like midnight delirium, where I stop thinking coherently and instead start like doing random stuff, which is theoretically might be the best part of the stream, depending on how you look at it. So yeah, this is better. Maybe I'm not completely incompetent on this. The background lighting change is great, like the more natural feel. Yeah, but me too. I think the general like lighting shift is way better this way. El Bozo type beat. Thank you. Insightful commentary. You're programming a game or an app? I'm programming applications, web development, but I'm doing full stack effectively. So I'm doing both the back end and the front end and a bunch of different work. And then, yeah. This tree is like way oversaturated, by the way. Let's change that. Well, I'm just going over random things and adjusting them. But it's my drawing, so I get to do that. Haha, take that, IRS. Now, why would IRS have anything to do with this? I have no clue. I'm not even American. However, it is funny, and that is the theme of the stream. So, it fits? Question mark? Please support my argument. Yeah, this is truly what am I doing? What's the short? Surely I can hold one of the modifiers to like intersect. IRS BTFO'd. I think everybody wishes that was the case. You could just do it like that. Just like that. IRS wants to take our money, exactly. I hate taxes. This is regardless of if it's the IRS collecting them. Taxes, bad. That's right. This is my controversial opinion for today. Taxes, bad. I don't like taxes. Controversial, I know. I'm sorry for offending literally everybody in the chat. Everybody in here, I assume, loves taxes and wants to pay more of them. And so, yeah, I'm very sorry for uttering such controversial statements. However, it had to be said. There was no other choice. I was forced to at gunpoint. Why is it that the more taxes will be my enemy in a year or so? They probably already are, because if you ever bought a thing, you already paid taxes. Congratulations. I don't know why, but it seems like the later it becomes, like the more tired I am, and the more closer to the closer to collapsing from wanting to sleep I get, the faster I start speaking. I don't understand why it is like that, but it seems to be the case. Let's get rid of this like ugly garbage on the rock. That doesn't look like light. And what I didn't want to get rid of Ori. Sorry, I didn't want to call you ugly garbage. That was not my intention whatsoever. Are you familiar with VeggieTales? Only with a little bit of memes about VeggieTales. That's the extent of my knowledge. It's like, there's Larry the cucumber, I think. And then there's the tomato guy, which I don't know who's called. I don't know what the tomato guy's called. I assume if the cucumber's called Larry, then surely the tomato is called like Barry, because that would be funny. And that is the theme of the stream. Are you familiar with the Wing Feather Saga? No, I'm afraid I'm not. I'm hardly familiar with anything. Bob is the tomato. Okay, Bob and Larry. All right. I can work with Bob and Larry. What's your favorite Fortnite dance, guys? Come on. Don't be ashamed. Admit to it. You love the latest Fortnite dance that they just added. The Fortnite dance that they just added to Fortnite, the game. I'm a real gamer. I play Fortnite. To be honest, the only like Fortnite dance I know is the default dance because it's a meme. And I'm also aware of the other one where you like have your arms in front of your body and then you swing them to the side and then back to the front of your body, something like that. Like I'm vaguely aware of that. I don't know what it's called, but don't they have Skibidi Toilet in Fortnite now? I thought they already had that. Only now they are adding that? Unbelievable. I mean, I need my Skibidi Toilet content delivery on time, in a timely fashion. Just described most dances ever. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not the dancing type of guy. I don't dance. I make a fool of myself in different ways, actually. I now, ironically, non-ironically, downloaded Fortnite today to try the new 5v5 shooter game mode. They make Counter-Strike in Fortnite. Or is it like 5v5 shooter could also be like Overwatch, I guess? What other 5v5 shooters are there? I don't even know. I'm out of the loop. What's a 5v5 shooter? Rainbow Six? I'd assume Rainbow Six. Surely Rainbow Six has 6v6, right? Like if you call a game Rainbow Six, you surely have 6 people on a team, not 5. It's like Valorant by way worse. How can you slander Fortnite like that? I refuse to believe Fortnite would ever release anything that isn't a banger video game. Can you build in the 5v5 mode, or is it just literally like a Valorant clone? And you can't do anything interesting in it. You can just play Valorant, but in Fortnite. I ironically downloaded Fortnite so I could unironically uninstall it. Respectable, honestly. I respect the grind. Okay, so the whole point of what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get a sketch so I actually know what I'm painting when I adjust this guy. Yeah, see that, like, this looks like an actual 3D shape instead of what I had before. Also, I just remembered I was supposed to go to sleep, but we ball, I think is what the kids say in these occasions. Let's save a backup of this. Let's then just adjust this layer because I don't want to make another one. I'm not gonna be keeping this. I need to stop like holding things. So this is like therapy. I need to stop holding layers. Like no, I'll get back to it later, and then I never do. I'm just gonna get rid of them. Proactively get rid of them when I have the chance. And it just so happened that this was the perfect chance. So getting rid of that layer by just drawing over it, adjusting it to what I needed. No building, just Valorant. I might have read that before. I genuinely do not remember if I read it or not. But I sure hope the Fortniters love Valorant, I guess. Congratulations, Fortnite. You've absorbed a video game. Now, if there's anything that came out of Fortnite that looks interesting, it's like the Lego Fortnite game, which looks honestly more interesting than actual Fortnite. But I've only seen like little bits of it. Looks very interesting though. Have you seen the Lego Fortnite game? Where you can like build stuff? That looks cool. Is Ori your favorite game? I mean, I guess favorite platformer? Like that from the genre. Overall, maybe. I don't really know. I've never really thought about what I'd name my favorite game. I played Animal Well. I haven't. I don't even think I've heard of Animal Well. I don't even know what genre it is. Cut this up. I've seen there's some Lego Battle Pass. I don't know what the gameplay is. All I've seen is like you can actually build Lego things in the game. Animal Well is a good game, puzzle platformer. I'm getting so many recommendations, I should be writing them down. There's like a band, there's a YouTube channel who draws characters. Now it's a video game. Like bands, I'm getting links to music in DMs. This is like I am yoinking knowledge from everybody tonight. Boom. Just like that. Absolutely nothing happened. Okay. Do that, do this, do this. Now, is this a good idea, what I'm doing? I don't know. We'll find out. Exciting. That's me whenever I talk to my friends after school break. All recommendations I'll never look into. This is too real. I've had people recommend me shows, and I'm having a hard time getting down to watch a movie because I just am not interested. And then like a show, it's like, I mean, like you realize I'm not gonna be watching this, right? Like that's not gonna happen. Sorry. I don't want to shit on your favorite thing, but it's just not gonna happen. Okay, let's see what this looks like without the sketch. A little messy. Not like Messi the football player, but like soccer player or like whatever. No, this is actually football because there's a ball and you kick it with your foot as opposed to hand egg. We've talked about this before. I mean, this is an improvement over the blob we've had before, I think, so I'll take it. Let's compare the blob. Yeah, see how like chunky he was? Now he's like a little more thin. 1v1 me in TF2, 2v2 me in TF1. Both statements could be real. Could be possible. I'll probably lose in TF2 just by virtue of having terrible aim. Oh, you wanna go, MG me? MG, dude, let's go MG. I'm gonna settle this dispute. We're gonna find out who's the better gamer. Very important. MGE me 1v1. Like, the problem with these shadows I'm drawing is like, he's theoretically made out of light. So like, if he's made out of light, why does he have a shadow on him? But then I have to somehow make him like 3D. So he is gonna have a shadow. Hand egg is crazy. I believe that I cannot take credit for that fully. I saw that like ages ago somewhere on some website. However, I do support the notion to rename football, American football that is, to hand egg because it is a more accurate name for what is actually going on inside the sport. Now, Americans don't seem to be quite in agreement of that. However, can we really ask them if they keep calling it football? Like, they're clearly not going to do the change that is necessary. Please go to bed. What do you mean? This is like the most fun part. Before you do, tell me your opinion on the links. Okay, wait, I'd have to... No, I need to hear more about hand egg. I like these free links where you have here as in heaven, elevation worship. Then you have holy name, meet me somewhere quiet, and then you have VeggieTales, oh Santa, silly song. Okay, let's... Why does this have ads? What the hell is this? 2 ads? Shut up! Explode! Copy... I'm opening this in a browser that has an ad block on it. Thank you. Thank you, Discord. Thank you very much. Have 1 ad. I'll allow you 1 ad. And then all the other links are not playing ads. There's no way. Screw you. Okay, and then the VeggieTales link as well. Sure. Okay, let's... The first one is acoustic. Or rather, autistic, if you spell it properly. Like, pronounce it properly. I believe that is the proper pronunciation. This is chillin'. This is like classic worship music, like the first link. You got a bunch of people singing and like a guitar. I do, by the way, I have no clue how to review music, so expect just absolutely the most retarded, banal statement coming out of my mouth. Okay. I like the metal more, I think. It's more up my alley with the... Yeah, I like the metal one more than the autistic one. Are you a Christian or there's just Christian music being sent to you? Both. And then the absolute banger for last, VeggieTales Oh Santa, Silly Song. This is an absolute banger. This who made this? Who made VeggieTales and why did they do it? The silly song is important because IRS. Okay, I'm not listening to the entire 5 minutes right now. That's not happening. I'm in the middle of something. I gotta grind. I'm on the grind set right now. I can't be watching 5 minutes of silly song with Larry about Christmas and Santa and apparently the IRS somehow. Is it because at the end of the day it turns out it wasn't Santa visiting him, it was actually the IRS? They like barricades himself inside his home and like shoots them or something? So that would be cool. Not that I'd ever endorse shooting at the IRS, because that's probably illegal. Keep that in mind. Thank you. What am I doing? I need... Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, there's a high probability that that is illegal. Do I know for sure? Yeah, actually, I do know for sure, but it's more funny if I say probably. Probably. Just maybe illegal. It's illegal up to the point until we make it legal, if you think about it. Right? It's like we take things, and then, because this is a democracy, you know, we vote on the things, and then we vote to make the thing that was previously illegal, legal, and now we can do the thing that was previously illegal. Have you ever considered that trick? That's a life hack. Democracy life hack. Agreed. I wanted to say nothing more. So chunky before this. It's been made less chunky. Now the eyes I'm probably gonna completely demolish and draw improperly. Actually should have sketched them beforehand. That would probably make things easier. You know, like the whole idea that you don't just wing things and you kind of plan them out, and then you have an easier time because you already know what is supposed to go where. What program? Krita. There's even a link to it in the description because I figured I can, in cases like this, I can just direct people there if they want to have a link. So yeah, this is Krita. It's completely free. You can have it. Pretty good. Although I use like a very bare bones basic set of features from it, so like I'm not using a lot. My brush is literally just set the pixels that I'm pointing at to the color I have selected. That's all there is to it. Also, I drew this on the wrong layer. I just realized I didn't actually get rid of the blob layer like I said I'm going to do. Which is truly a disaster. Give me the dark color back, and then we draw something similar to what was there before with the eyes. And the nose. And then we get rid of this. This looks wrong. Actually? Now he's too lanky. Like his head is very thin and small. His head is way bigger in like the It needs to be more like this. And then this needs to be... That looks funny. Yeah, he should probably have like this be the backdrop of his like head. And then we just I don't want to... I feel like this is not great, I'll be honest. I'm messing something up, but I'm not quite sure what. Looks so good. Do you like metal? I don't mind metal. I don't listen to it. It's like I am addicted to the audio equivalent of crack, which is like modern dubstep, and therefore metal doesn't hit hard enough. I'll be honest. I'll admit it live on camera. Not being sarcastic, just came across this way after I like completely demolished what I had before. I could still go back, but I think that has been an improvement. Maybe. Debatable. Todd admits degeneracy live on camera. Yeah, that bit I have to kind of say. Yeah. This is horrible, but I got hooked on dubstep and it's never been the same since. It might be over for me, but you can save yourself. Never listen to dubstep in your life. Ever. It's a bad idea. It'll leave you horrified and broken and horrified and what, scarred and horrified or something like that. I don't remember the quote. Somebody fill in the reference for me. Too bad. Okay, how is this connected to the rest of his head? It's so Jova. Yeah, it is indeed the most Jova it's ever been. I'm giving him like the worst case of weird head syndrome. Now, does that exist? Not really, I just made it up. However, you just want him to look right, but he doesn't. I know what's wrong. Wait, this is like, alright, kinda. He's just like very... This is very flat, but other than that, I think the shape and proportions of the head are actually correct now. Maybe. And then we add these two funny spikes to the top. I think you got it. Maybe. Maybe. Might be. Well. Might be. It's wrong again. I think because of the second one. It needs to be like hinted at it being in the back of his head, kind of. And then also going in like this direction, probably. Something wrong with this, but still, but the eye is too low, that's what's wrong with it. It looks so goofy now. I can't get into dubstep, so it's fine. Although I'll admit I've succumbed to the degeneracy listening to Rocket League and D.I. Young music. Dude, one of my still favorite tracks is that like very old Rocket League intro music, which is called Breathing Underwater Ether Remix. I can even link it probably. Actually, there's no point. Nobody here likes dubstep. But that absolute banger. I love it. Bro knows all the name? No, that one. My wife is disappointed in you. Wow. Sorry. What can I say? Maybe one day I'll save myself from the dubstep menace. Even his wife. Yeah, I'm truly done. It is more Jova than previously imagined possible. Wait. Just occurred to me that I should probably be looking at the reference. That's gonna make this like exponentially easier to figure out. And also, aside from the like looking at a reference is one thing I should be doing. The other is going to bed like ASAP. This looks completely wrong. Like he's got very thin kind of chin, but his entire head is kind of bigger. Like yeah, this is his head shape. This is more like his head shape. Way closer to this. And way closer to this in terms of proportions as well. Why didn't I do this from the start is the real question. And then he's got like big eyes in the front of his skull, question mark. Does he even have one? Yeah, that's more cute for sure. And then we shape the eyes properly. It's kind of like this. I don't know if this fits the style, but he looks very mad now, but it's better proportions. What do you mean it's never been so Jova? However, it's crazy. I literally do not remember what I was saying. Oh, Jova. Wait, now he actually looks like he has a facial expression. That is an incredible improvement. Can make him look a little curious about what's going on in front of him. Now he looks shell-shocked more than he looks curious. Like he's remembering Vietnam, I think. Good job, I knew you had it. Thank you. There you go. This is a race between what will happen faster. Will I fall asleep at my desk, or will I get this to a state where I actually feel like going to bed? Like ending the stream and going to bed. This is a fascinating race going on. He looks like Vietnam type. Something like that, yeah. He look goofy again. He looks goofy again. Why does he look goofy? Because he has a massive chin. That's why. And he has a massive chin because I drew it that way. That's why. Artist needs to sleep to function properly. The artist part is far less important than the I need to be conscious tomorrow part for, you know, work reasons. However, needs a beard. Sure. I need to go to bed. This is too funny. Okay. You know what? This is like almost good. These fingers are like bad. Or like maybe this direction, but there you go. Now he just has like a way more of an like animal position to him, I guess. Yeah, I'm thinking this is good. Maybe. 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 Perhaps. Maybe. Maybe. I'm losing my mind. I'm actually losing my mind. Need to go to bed. Probably just... Next time I look at this, it's going to be very obvious what I actually need to do with it, but... For now, I just want it to look good on this particular version of the Expert. So, I think we are mostly there. Mostly there. Like 90% there. Just... Something is wrong still, but... Oh yeah, okay, this is good. And then we just separate the layers so that you can actually see that he has multiple layers. 3D object in 3D space, look in 3D. Something like that anyway. Can you believe it? I think this is gonna, like, when I show the comparison of what he looked like before, I think this is gonna be a, like, massive improvement. Because this actually looks acceptable, I would say. Then we do that. There's like these funny... His legs look very funky if you look at it. Like his feet, I guess, look very funny. Okay. I made it look worse. These are too chunky, like he doesn't have these super chunky legs. Okay, hold on. Undo that, because it used to look better. And then we just, yeah, we just adjust these. You might ask, adjust these what? And I would say, adjust these nuts, Lamal. But I wouldn't say that, because that's rude. Yeah, he's got like little hooves, effectively, on him. I don't know who made that decision, but congratulations, you've made my life a lot harder. Something like this, something like this, something like this. I'm thinking yes, and I stop it. And his feet are weird, you're right. Like the reference, like his, in the original he looks weird. That's the only problem with that. Maybe this is just enough. Okay, last thing. Take this blue, slide blue highlight to the rock, so he's like actually positioned here, and you can see it. Yeah, the original is odd shaped, exactly. You are correct. This is... Now he looks like he's standing in a wet puddle. Not quite the effect I was going for. So I just need to like tone this down a little bit, and then we are good. This and this. And then we probably tone it down a little bit. Maybe desaturate. Just so it's a tad brighter than the surrounding rock. Moy Story. Not what I wanted to go for. Okay, yeah, this is a lot less bright. And then we just take this color and also darken it a tiny bit. Maybe even darker. Now it doesn't look like glow anymore. Don't go to bed. Yes, I'm working on it. I'm working on going to bed. It's gonna happen soon, TM. Or listen to VeggieTales. No, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Right after this, I'm going to bed. Bed. Horizontal positioning is going to happen. I think we'll call this acceptable. He said while still fiddling with it. Damn it. It's like halfway of this. Desaturate. There you go. That's good. That's good. Let's compare and let's... You don't sleep hanging from the ceiling vertically. No, I do not possess that. Look at how horrible it used to look. No wonder I was having problems with that. There's such a big improvement. Wow. Like this looks halfway acceptable even. Then we can glow him. We can make him glow. We'll make him glow. Last thing I'm doing. I'm making him glow. Glow a little bit. Come on. This time I'm gonna use a just a blur. Just a blur layer instead of... Okay, so take this, make a clone, hide. We delete these three. Oh, delete this layer, delete this layer, delete this layer. Apply filter, blur, Gaussian blur. How glowy do we make him? Why is that blurring my entire... Why is that blurring the entire foreground? Hello? No, under the clone layer, please. No? Alright. Can I? Am I allowed to? No? Why not? Am I stupid? Why doesn't this work? I probably am stupid. Or rather tired. That's what I am. Delete. Actually, wait. I can just do this on the source layer. Never mind. You're bad at drawing. Go to bed. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I can't listen to the voices in my computer. Cannot succumb to the voices inside of my computer. There we go. No, the foreground's blurred again. I thought I had it. Please. Filter mask. Okay, okay. I found it. 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 I figured it out. And we can make him glow proper. Like that. Like this. And then probably show him from screen. And we just tint the glow a little blue because he glows a little blue. Just like that. How blue? There you go. And then just decrease the opacity a tiny bit. Hell yeah. Boom. That's right. It's time to go to bed. This has been a massive, massive improvement. Like the entire thing. This like looks somewhat acceptable now. Water gives me Hilda vibes. I don't know what that is, so I will not investigate further because I need to go to bed. Alright, thank you for sticking by me with this another man draws nonsense while speaking nonsense until it's way too late and she should be in bed already. I just realized I've gone for an additional half an hour. It's a show, okay. Alright, so thank you for sticking by. I need to go to bed ASAP and good night. Bye.